STYLIST, how you doing?
I'm chilling, man.
Good to sit with you. You know, it's the first time we've met, and we're here with, you know, with New Wave and MCQ. And, you know, before I get into it, what is the favorite thing, like the favorite piece that you're wearing right now? Or from the stuff you've seen?
I'm gonna say, like, my favorite piece that's on me right now is the shirt. It's like, I carry it with a certain confidence. So
you look like you're about to pick up some white.
Yeah, it does.
In Colombia or something. It took a trip.
I was saying, wait, what was this shit? Fear and Loathing.
Never seen that.
Yeah, this is how it feels.
Fair
It's how
enough.
it feels, like the psychedelic / Miami Vice going on.
Nah, I like it. I like it. But
you know, you drippy with it. I see you.
Yeah, so you know, it's just a little something light.
Cool,
something light. But with this, you know, this collection is called Breathe.
Yeah.
And it's a lot about, you know, how to, I guess, cope with urban humidity, which is what I've taken from it. Now, talk to me about your views on the word urban.
I think it's a box that we've moved past. I think if the terminology was like helpful in certain senses of like communication, then great. But like, yeah, I think it needs to be put to bed.
And with this collection being, you know, being called Breathe, I want to find out from you, like, what are some things you do to breathe, I guess? Because is it still making music? Because like making music must get stressful at times. So
oh yeah, 100.
How do you, I guess, get away from the stress? What do you do?
I think just like a lot of bike riding. Like that's something that kind of came about a lot more during through like lockdown and that. Just like biking around.
Is that where you got these HD calves?
Maybe, I don't even know, man. I'll be trying.
You be trying.
Yo, the bridges be getting me though. I can't lie. Like bridges be fucking me up. Like I can't. Like yeah, man. But then I'll be on like third gear and shit. So then it's like
you're in your bag.
Trying.
Talk to me more about what you do to, I guess, get out of stress. What you do to breathe, especially in such a fast-paced city that we live in.
I think just like meditation. Not too often, but like I try to biking. That's been like a big hobby that kind of came about like during lockdown.
Yeah.
So yeah, just doing a lot of that. The relationship with music, like I'm always constantly in the space of thinking about it, whether it be, you know, like either listening to music or thinking of video ideas, covers, communicating with my team and like, you know, my collaborators and such. So I don't really put it down too much. I might put down maybe, you know, like maybe not recording all the time, because again, you can't just like, you know, you wanna feed off creativity in different ways and kind of give your ideas time and just like nurturing yourself and nurturing your talent.
Live a little before you go back. Yeah.
Literally. So yeah, it's kind of how I move.
So you know, with music and how your mind state is in different times, like how does the music you make when you're very stressed out sound compared to the music you make when you're not as stressed, like after you have taken a breath?
You know, it's mad. I feel like I haven't even. I think I'm like people are still kind of finding that out about me, or at least being more exposed to that side of me. You know, like the more kind of like stressed out side. Say like a record like Cheer Me Up, it's like me kind of, you know, like asking what's it gonna take to kind of, you know, feel better and feel like motivated in times when you're quite, you know, when you're quite down and you're quite low and shit. So I think, and you know, that is kind of. I think before I was very much making, you know, like lots of party songs and, you know, just like, again, just vibes. Whereas now it's just like, you know, as you grow with your listener or as us as fans, like grow with like our favorite artists, we get deeper into their stories and how they became the people they are. So
most definitely.
I think that's the documentation that's like, it's on its way, or more of it's on its way.
Well, the thing is like, cause I guess you're you to the fullest way, if that like to the fullest extent. It would seem to me anyway. Yeah. So from your music, I'm kind of like, you've kind of given a fair bit already. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm quite interested to, I guess, see how that will, I guess, keep going on in future. And you know, speaking of cheering up, no problem. Speaking of cheer me up, how did that song come about?
But yeah, Jim Reed that I work with, he must have sent me that. And it's so crazy because it was like sat in my downloads, and then there was a day that, and it was, I think, yeah, it was during like lockdown last year, maybe towards that end of summer or something. I'm like, I just had the mood. I was in the mood for like something like that. And yeah, I just started recording it at home. So actually the song that's out is literally like more or less like the demo from my house that like I worked on. And then St. Jude like sent through his vocals, he's fucking incredible. If anyone's ever like not heard of St. Jude or just like listened to St. Jude or anything that's on Slow Dance Records, they're so incredible. Shout outs to them a lot. So yeah, he sent through his vocals, like arranging it at home. So then it just became something I was just honed in on. And then, you know, he sent more vocals and like more kind of pieces to the song. And yeah, and then we just dropped it because I just felt like I had to drop it and kind of detach myself from maybe, you know, the sounds that I might have made before, or trying to be too much of a rapper when it's so much deeper than that. So, yeah, type thing.
So I guess, you know, a big part of what I guess listeners and fans have gotten from you, and in what you've literally just said, is that you don't want to be boxed.
Yeah.
Like Smile Sound System is very different to Cheer Me Up, which is very different to Culture for 17. Like you're kind of just, you know, giving off all these different, I guess, different vibes. What did you listen to like growing up? Take me back to, like younger Lewis, like Lewis is dancing on stage and whatnot.
Oh, I think.
What was he listening to that time?
Someone at Virgin Megastore sold him Get Rich or Die Trying.
I love how you carried on in third person.
For real, like someone decided to sell me Get Rich or Die Trying when I was 5 years old. But shout outs to you. Explicit as well, not even a clean version. Again, shout outs to you. So that happened. Then again, like Pharrell drops like the front end video, and it's like whoa. And then Outkast drops Hey Ya, and it's like whoa. And then The Love Below comes out, and then what's it called? Shit, bro. So Solid. Like I was just really consuming everything. But I feel like the life-changing moments were like when Pharrell dropped, when Kanye dropped, and then Lupe dropped, and then I was like, that was a person that I looked at.
What were those three different? Like what were they dropping at those times?
So Kanye, College Dropout, Pharrell, I think they had a front end video, but then everything at NERD. It's just like and Outkast Love Below, Speaker Box. It was more just like this introduction to black people existing in an alternative space. That was like because there is no Cheer Me Up without Hey Ya. Like where is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be baked to some people, it might not be, but it's just like, you know, and me just trying to be that same person for people now where, you know, I'm able to hopefully show people that like this, how far it can go type of thing, whilst being myself and like having a great time with it. And yeah, like just again, I'm just thankful. I'm all just thankful for all this shit, man.
Have you at any time in your life, because you know you grew up in Battersea, and obviously we were speaking off camera that Battersea is one of those places where both sides of the spectrum are literally in your face. Was there ever a time where you were gonna go the other way and not go the way that you've gone?
No, I'm too conscious.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm too conscious. Like you know, me and my friends used to get into like some bullshit. It was really just boredom and that, but I think that again, just like lessons from the household just kind of steered me another way, and just always knowing that like there was other places to go. Like a lot of people just stayed in the area and stayed within like the radius of the area or the borough. But like I was always moving out, always like, you know, up in Chelsea, up in Central, just going, just seeing other things to know that there was more and to like broaden my horizon and that. So yeah, not really.
I mean, that's kind of sick because, you know, it's like we you know how that story usually ends. So to have gone the way you've gone is quite, I guess, credit to you as well, and credit to the lessons in the house. My mom, you know, lessons in the household. 100. What are some of those lessons that you know you could share? Drop some gems.
I think to be honest, it was more just like, would it be 3 generations, 2 generations? Maybe like, again, 2 generations or 1 generation. Like everyone just growing up in South London. So like my mum growing up in South London and seeing certain cycles, and you know, just seeing how like a lot of these things play out. So it's like, and the same thing with like, you know, certain elders that I knew and certain people that were just looking out for me and that, where the glorification of that life was just never presented to me in that way. Even just like niggas being like trying to act hard and shit. Like I saw like a lot of the depths of that behavior. Hence why like I was never really that person, and I've always been just like myself and always been comfortable being myself, because I know that is so much more valuable than, you know, your shell or your or even just caring about what people think type of things in it. So yeah, that's really that. And my mum nurturing that from me, being that. Also her, I guess, being like that weird black kid, or that black kid that wanted to explore in that same way, passing that down to me.
Like, what do you have to say to, I guess, someone that will watch this and is labeled that weird black kid and is on the verge of putting on a front or not holding on to who they really are? Because it's very easy to just abandon it, and we see it all the time.
100. I think try to find like-minded people like you, gravitate towards those circles. Don't like put off getting on a bus, going somewhere else, going on trips, letting people help you, you know, trying new foods. Again, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll go to like a different restaurant. Next thing you know, that's like your new spot, you know what I'm saying? And like, even though like London's expensive as shit, it's still £5, £9 take you out the ends for the day. What you might have spent on a draw, what you might have ended up spending on like God knows what, you know what I'm saying? That money could get you through like the weekend, have the best weekend of your life, because you was just open to trying some new shit. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Because think like these like when I was little, I was going Central with like, again, like our 16 plus bus passes or whatever it was at the time, spending probably like a 10 or maybe 20 max on just like man was eating sushi and shit. Like, again,
fair enough.
Little like, think the sushi was like what, £2-3 type things. Like if it came however it came and shit. That's again, like my friends will tell you, that was Lewis. I was just on that, just sushi
every weekend.
Not sushi that sounds crazy.
And that's a lot. That's banging breath a lot of the time too.
No, just in the sense of just like, again what you would have ended up spending on a draw or something. It's just knowing, like, you know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know, just stepping out. So yeah, just that, don't be scared. And again, like, you got a long life to live as well. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be here everyone should be here for a long time. Touched
on meeting like-minded people. And that, I guess that leads us to EM. Yeah. The collective, the brotherhood.
The family.
The family.
Course, yeah.
Talk to me about how you met all of them, and then what the journey to it then becoming EM. Because I know you guys were like chilling together first before it was.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Parallel since I was like maybe 10 or 11. Like, he used to dance, well, we both used to dance, and then he started doing music, I started doing music. He, again, was always the mastermind that he is today, which is still amazes me that like he's achieved so much at like such a young age. He went to school with Finn. When I was like 16, 17, a friend of mine was going youth center with Apex. Shouts to Revo. From there, he introduced me to Apex. I brought Apex to do a session at Parallels once. Then Finn started rapping. Then Zav started rapping. And yeah, that's how everyone just linked up, and it's crazy. It's even crazy just even talking about it now, to think that like this is what, 6 years, 7 years down the line, maybe longer than that.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
And were all of you guys, I guess, were all of you guys' decisions to start rapping outside of each other, or I guess did you guys influence each other to rap?
I think it was a bit of both, but everyone was kind of rapping before they met each other. Okay. And it just happened that, you know, there was enough, again, just like back to the like-minded thing, like everyone was in a space where they understood it. I remember like listening to like, I don't know if you remember like Finn's 1540. He had this song and he's just talk. It's like his first ever SoundCloud song. And when I heard it, the things he was talking about was like, it was mad, it was kind of greasy, but he was talking from such an introspective space, and he was like 15, and I was like, bro, I get you. Trust. Yeah. And same thing with like Apex as well. Like, that's like, you know, that's like my big brother, but that's also like a twin as well, where like we think so alike and things like that. So yeah, and it was a blessing to find, and I hope that anyone listening finds people like that as well on their journeys.
So. Where have been times because, you know, this music, you've been making music for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've gone through your fair share of ups and downs in this thing. So where have been times where you feel like you want to just, you know, throw in the towel, and they've kind of like been like, all right, don't be stupid now, like you got this.
I think it's just like remembering how young we are, because what can happen is like even existing in like a social media time or whatever, you can put a lot of pressure on yourself and expect you to be maybe where someone else is and shit, and it's like, no, like, you know what I'm saying, everyone's in their own world and going at their own pace. Yeah. And again, we're so young, so then it's like,
how old are you?
23.
Okay,
yeah. But like but like, you know, we've been doing music since we was like anything from like 10. So like for me, for like 10, since I was like 10, 11, them lot since I was like maybe again 15, 16 or whatever. So it's like we're really chiseling to make a such bigger picture that it would be a shame to stop at 23 because you thought this weren't enough.
To go back is longer than going forward.
Just always keeping that in mind, and just yeah, bruv. Again, just like hopefully a long life type of thing. So, yeah.
You know, along that journey, you've performed a fair bit.
Yeah.
You know, what are some
fucking time, but still.
it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot second, but before that you were racking up these shows.
Yeah.
Like what are some songs that you, I guess, are looking forward to performing that you haven't performed yet?
Damn. So like I only managed to do like part 2 maybe like twice. Before lockdown.
Boiling Festival, I believe. You did a Boiling Festival.
Boiling Festival. Man, what else? Burst. Cheer Me Up. Even like First Date, I can't wait to just again, because you know, Smile Sound System was very much made for like live performance environment type thing. So yeah, just testing out that record.
Fair enough.
Really excited.
And you know, as a performer, like you have quite energetic songs, so you're out and about, you're working the crowd, you know what I mean? Yeah. Right? You're working the crowd, right? Yeah. What how do you I guess like what kind of breathing techniques do you use when you're on stage and you're working the crowd the way you are? Because I've seen people burn out, and you seem to like just ride that wave quite well.
It's kind of just like track listing. So just like, you know, kind of steadying yourself. If you're doing like, and again, I'm big on PAs. I've always been like a person that's had PAs and shit. Unless it's like a record where I feel like the song actually has to assist in that type of way. Yeah. But just like, again, track listing, and you know, maybe stepping back like when ad-libs to kind of catch a breather in between, just depending on what type of record it is. So
talk on track listing though. So what do you mean by that? Do you mean
like
you're not doing high energy songs back to back, or?
Yeah, basically. I mean, not even that. Just more like it's almost like sound design. Not even like to anyone that does that, like not not dissing your profession and such, but like in the sense of, you know, you're looking at a crowd that, you know, you might have a Travis Scott crowd where it's like, you know, they're here to rage and all this type of stuff, but you want to have it where it's kind of like, you know, you've got some high rises and then you might bring them back down for a second, or you might have like a more intimate moment and then you come back and all those type of things. So, you know, and yeah, that's pretty much how I've always kind of kept that in mind.
You know, speaking of Smile Sound System, a lot of those songs haven't been heard in the space that you made them for. Yeah. So even with that being said, how have you, I guess, taken the feedback that has come from it, like since then?
Oh, it's insane, because it's all like, again, coming back to it all just like being a blessing. So like, you know, the fact that I remember just like looking at it when it dropped and just being like, raw, like that's actually like something that people can digest and that. So yeah, the reaction was great. Even just like how, you know, it's helped people in certain ways. That means like a lot to me, to know that like, you know, people all over the world are consuming things that I made.
In what ways? Like how they coming, like what have people, I guess, told you that?
Just like, again, if it's like, you know, them listening to a song every day, or like it helping them get through a hard time, or it inspiring them to make music, or even just like, you know, just it, you know, it being like documented in a time period. Even dropping it during lockdown is like a very like unforgettable moment as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? that it's kind of mad as well, but that's a decision that we made, because we was like, you know what, like me and my team and I, where we was like, you know what, we're still gonna just go along with this because life moves on.
Were you, so you just mentioned that like dropping it during lockdown was I guess like quite a big thing.
Yeah.
Were you gonna hold off a little bit?
I wasn't.
We've been in lockdown for a while now.
But that's the whole thing, because no one knew when it was going to end. So then
Yeah.
it was like, you kind of just got to run with this, because when everything resumes, like, are you going to be the person that's like, oh wait, let me try and grab that back, or are you going to be the person that survived it? And I think in EM, like, we rode that summer because we was like, again, because it's like it's your bread and butter, but again, it's also your, like, this is what we built. So you got to think like, I don't know the order, but it was like Smile Sound System came out.
Talk is cheap.
Supply and Demand. I think it might have been.
Parallel dropped too in that period.
And yeah, Soundboy dropped as well.
Yeah.
So like whole summer, and then it was like, I think projects, singles, videos, merch.
It's just everywhere.
Live streams, like we had to. And it was crazy. We didn't even plan it like that. You know, like you would have thought like everyone put it together, like nah, like everyone just happened to drop at the same time. So
it's not surprising, because you guys are like, as much as you guys are brothers and you guys are very close, you guys all do your own thing.
Yeah.
As well. Has there, I guess, how have you come to that? Because it's very easy just to do the collective thing. Because
what it is, I think it's really, there's I think other people have kind of like branded the group thing a bit more than we have.
Okay.
In the sense of like, say like, you know, if we're doing a campaign or we're doing like a stage somewhere or something, that's where it kind of gets branded a bit more. Whereas we've always kind of flowed more naturally with it, instead of like, you know, and that's why I think it's always worked, because it's very much built on the friendship more than being built on like how, you know, like how maybe like a boy band is put together or something like that, where it's like tension's gonna rise. Like it's always just been.
You guys are just doing your thing and existing however you are.
Yeah,
other people are kind of like.
Yeah, it's quite organic. Not to say they gel us together, but again, they'll, you know, it's kind of hard to explain. That has been, you know, the campaigns and stuff, that has been like, has heightened maybe the visibility of EM. Yeah. Even though we all carry it on our backs by ourselves, so it's sick. It's quite sick how it's kind of worked. It's almost like, in a way, it's kind of like the Wu-Tang thing, where in the sense of like what Rizza spoke of, where it was like everyone's gonna do their own thing, but
it's still under. It's not. I'm not gonna say under the umbrella, but you're all linked together by that thing. I'm gonna run through the project. First date. Yeah. I know you mentioned it's like having the female voice sing those lyrics is kind of like it's a double entendre. Yeah. Because it could be on a relationship or you know, what's the word? Relations tip. Yeah. Or it could be on a personal one to you, in the sense of if you wanna really find out what goes on in my head, 100. Stick around for a little bit. Yeah. Talk on that for me a little bit.
That was literally it. So just hearing the beat. So that's this producer called Ava. Yeah, he's incredible. And yeah, as soon as I heard the beat, I just started mumbling it, and then there was a voice note, and then I was kind of just like, whose voice would fit it, and then it was like, and then just sent it to Poppy. And then, it's just like, for what Smile Sound System was, it was like, again, just like bringing people into this like new dimension. And it just felt right.
And you know, another song I want to touch on as well is, by the way. Hey, I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan first. But, no, I'm be serious. Bad love, I'm actually be serious. But, you know, Hannah says hi too. Yeah. So, you know. Boy.
That was vibes.
Boy. Yeah. Right. The title of the song, and I guess, you know, it has, the girl on the song is called Hannah as well. Yeah. I think she's an artist from Brighton, is that correct?
By the way of Brighton and Bristol.
Brighton and Bristol, okay. Now, you know, that has her all over the song, but even within that sense, you still come with very, like, you're talking about a lot of like deep stuff that's deep to you.
Yeah.
You know, is that another juxtaposition that was intentional, or did that just happen by accident? Because you say a lot more personal stuff on that song than on other songs, but it's called Hannah Says Hi.
So it was.
You know what I mean?
I think it's natural, but it kind of probably, it speaks to like, maybe like me and her friendship as well, because like, that was the last song that was made on Smile Sound System. We had, what happened? Yeah, last song made on Smile Sound System. We done a session. We made another song as well, which is crazy. But yeah, me, her, and Pulling in the studio, and that was really just like, that was like it was almost like a jam session, because it's like me and Pulling back to back, like making a beat, and then Hannah just like laying down vocals, and I'm actually interviewing her in like the beginning.
Yeah.
So like that was that, and yeah, I feel like I was going through something with this girl at the time I wrote it, and it was all kind of like flowing through it, and also just me wanting to just like open up a bit and have, that is kind of like it's, you know, it's the chillest song on like Smile Sound System, and it is supposed to be like that downtime before you get into like a song like 21. So yeah, it was all like kind of like designed in that way, type of thing. But yeah, shout outs to Hannah and Pulling.
Who is Matt?
Oh, that's my boy. So yeah, that's like a childhood friend that I grew up with. Like, yeah, man, that's my guy. And he passed away when we was 19. And yeah, so it was just about, yeah, just kind of just like shouting to that, and just his presence always kind of being something that is, I guess, just part of my journey and always going to be part of my life. So yeah. Well,
you know, before we wrap, just to let the people know, what have you got coming up? Besides these shows, because Smile Sound System is about to be crazy.
I think thank you. I think just like more music, and just like more ideas. Side note, I just hope everyone's just keeping safe and looking after themselves. And yeah, I just really wish everyone the best. And thank you, New Wave, for having me as well.
So diplomatic.
Gang shit.
So diplomatic.
EMP.
But yeah, Lewis, thank you very much.
MCQ, my guy. Thank you so much.
Love your time. I wish you the best with everything.
Likewise.
What's it gonna take? Really thought that we was on the same page.